Hello. I've often wondered where people are coming from and where on earth are they going to? Well, on this podcast, I'm going to find out the answers to those questions and more. And as my guests come to you over the miracle of the internet, whether they be hundreds or thousands of miles away, you may experience some snap, crackle, and pop. So, wherever you are, it's time to activate the senses as we bring you the words as they come across the world, as we bring you the Nifty Travel Podcast. What do you find is the motivation for Canadians wanting to explore outside of their own country?
The number one is probably to escape winter. Depending on where they're located in Canada, winter can be very severe. So you'll find a lot of Canadians travel between October and March to avoid some of those really cold months. And then just in general, Canadians really enjoy exploring new places with history or different culture, foods, um, even adventure activities. We've got a lot here, but some people like to experience that elsewhere. So the draw is to get away from the cold, probably number one, and two is what else is actually out there in the world.
To the metro, I mean, that is quite a, would you agree that it's quite a transformational change for the city?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's like the underground in Sydney. I mean, Sydney never had that. It had a rail system, but never had like a rapid transit metro type system like the underground, and now it has. And in a few years' time, we'll have three lines. So no, it's a massive deal. But Sydney's growing. Sydney's growing population quite fast, and we need public transport. The traffic is pretty bad. So we need things like the metro, but it's really put Sydney on the map now with all the leading, you know, major cities of the world now as having really good public transport. It's like Singapore was, when they first opened their green and red lines. So yeah, so no, it's really exciting. I mean, it's a really exciting time to be in Sydney for sure, and the next few years are going to continue to be exciting.
You can teach yourself new skills, coping mechanisms, independence, things that you might not be able to develop as well if you never leave like far, if you don't go to different places. Traveling to places where you don't speak the language is really the most challenging and I think most rewarding. When you go to places when you don't speak the language, but you're able to, to make it there and have a great experience. I think that's very rewarding for me as a traveler.
Yeah, this is that you told me is the Harar, which is found in Ethiopia in the eastern part of Ethiopia. It's important Islamic city in Africa. It has more than 18 mosques in the city in Harar. And also the world is also called Jegol. It's registered in UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2006.
There seems to be a market here. Is that something that happens regularly?
Yes, the city also known by its local markets, as you've seen on the picture.
So, well, food is obviously very important, but um, does the food vary by the region of the country?
Yeah, if you mean the popular food in Ethiopia is which is is injera is our famous food in Ethiopia. Then we ate it like with some dishes like dole, like with some shiro and something like with mates. So our popular food is injera, doro, like shiro. The rest is like most of them are similar.
How many places can you see gorillas then?
You can see gorillas only two places. We have what we call wind impenetrable forest, and this wind impenetrable forest is found in Uganda, but where it shares its borders with Rwanda. Okay, so with gorilla trekking, it's a moment of stillness with gorilla family. Time stood still. You feel the pulse of the world and your place in it. So that's much about the gorilla trekking. Recently there's this trend that has been trending, that 100 men versus one gorilla.
It's not for everyone. And I reckon people who did a lot of D&D and stuff are usually good at telling stories, which is my case. And so that's why after 3 years of preheating contents and always seeing them, we have the tour, but we don't have the guy to do it. It was so frustrating that I decided to go independent. At that time, I just got engaged to my husband. And I decided to go independent and build up my own company and do those guide tours. And so I'm working now with the craftsmen that I discovered 5 or 6 years ago, which I created tour with. They were frustrated that we did such a good job and we couldn't sell it. Now I sell them. So that's how it started. But yes, I got the spouse visa, and that's how I could start my work as a guide. Otherwise, it would have been impossible.
So there you have it. Please do like and subscribe now to see the full recordings now. Enjoy.